Okay, let's try this question here. Another Pythag trig one. 4 tangent alpha plus 3. Hey, when we move that 3 over, it's going to be negative. Negative 3 over 4. Tangent's negative, but it's between 0 and 270 degrees. Where is tangent? You have to think where tangent would be negative there. Well, I think it's only negative in the second quadrant in this range here. So that's where we're going to draw R there in the second quadrant. Now the tangent is negative 3 over 4. So the opposite is 3, and the adjacent's got to be negative 4. Moving 4 to the left there is negative. Then we go 3 squared plus 4 squared and take the square root, minus 4 squared, we get 5. So the hypotenuse is 5. That means we've got sine and cosine because we're supposed to find 1 minus sine 2 alpha. Well, that 1 minus sine of that sine of 2 alpha is just 2 sine alpha cos alpha in our formula sheet. 2 sine alpha cos alpha. And then all we do, well, what's the sine? It's 3 over 5. What's the cosine? It's minus 4 over 5. Just put that in your calculator or work it out in your head. Negative, negative is plus, and then that'll be 2 times 12 on the top is 24. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 over 25 plus 24 over 25 is 49 over 25. You could put that in your calculator and you'll get your answer of 49 over 25. Next question. Solve for this between x in between minus 180 and 180 without using a calculator. Okay, let's see here. Well, I think we can turn this whole thing in the right. It's just a reduction problem. So this is minus 150. We go through each piece here. The cosine of minus 150 is really the negative of the cosine of 30 because it's the second quadrant. The tangent of 210 is the tangent of 30. That's in the third quadrant. That's positive. That's why it's positive. The sine of 330 is just the negative of the sine of 30 because it's the fourth quadrant. And the tangent of 225 is the same as the sine of 45 in the third quadrant. Now you write your special triangles down. They're missing here. You make sure you got your special triangles down. And then a negative and a negative, that makes it a positive. So it's root 3 over 2 for the cos of 30, 1 over root 3 for the tan of 30, 1 over 2, 1/2 for the sine of 30, and 1 over 1 for the tangent of 45. Okay, we've got the sine squared equals, hey, that's going to equal 1. And this 2 divided by, if we tip in times, we're going to get dividing by 2 and that's a half divided by a half. That cancels. If you put that in your calculator, it just equals 1. We've got sine squared x equals 1. Well, we take the square root of both sides and we get sine equals 2 things, plus or minus 1. Now we're talking about in between minus 180 and 180, all the answers that fit in there. Don't need to do a general solution, but we know that the sine of 90 degrees is 1, and we know that the sine of minus 90 is 1. That picture shows that you know that that's true. So there's your 2 solutions. That's a little sketch of sine x, and the 2 solutions are plus or minus 90 degrees. So there you go.